Hi everyone, this is Narayana. In this series, we are going to discuss about univariate data analysis. Before we get into the actual discussion, let me give you a brief introduction about data. Understanding data is the key for any data science problem because, according to Forbes, a typical data scientist spends around 60% of time in exploratory data analysis. From this, we can understand how important the analysis of data is for any data science problem. To reduce the effort, we have created a function for univariate data analysis which will help in understanding the data. The target audience for this particular series are students who want to pursue who are pursuing data science course or professionals who are working in data science field. Now, coming to exploratory data analysis, we have limited our scope to data visualization part. In this data visualization, we have mainly two types of data analysis: univariate data analysis, bivariate data analysis. To simply define these in simple layman terms, univariate data analysis is nothing but we are going to understand the distribution of a single variable in univariate data analysis, and in bivariate data analysis we are going to understand the relationship between two variables. So in data there are mainly two types: numerical data, categorical data. Numerical data is nothing but numerics like 1, 2, 3, and categorical data is nothing but, for example, you the ratings which we give: good, bad, uh, such that. Now let's get into the actual univariate data analysis discussion. So this is JupyterPy notebook. If you are not uh, aware of JupyterPy notebook, I suggest you to go through YouTube series where you will find better tutorials for understanding the functionality of Jupyter notebook. Now let's get into the functions. First, for any data science problem, we have to import the necessary libraries. In our case, we are importing pandas, numpy, math, os, and matplotlib. For our particular scenario, we have considered the cost data, which is easy to understand and people will be able to relate the discussion easily. So let me load the cost data into the cost frame. Now let's get into the actual univariate data analysis. This is JupyterPy notebook. If you are not aware of JupyterPy notebook, I suggest you to go through YouTube where you can have better tutorials explaining different functionalities of JupyterPy notebook. For any data science project, we have to import few libraries for our function. So in our case, we are importing pandas, numpy, math, os, shuttle, and matplotlib. Let me import these functions into my JupyterPy notebook. After this, for our particular univariate data analysis, we have considered the cost dataset, which is easy to understand and relate. So now I am reading the data for the cars CSV file and I am storing that in cars variable. Now let me run this. Here we will try to get the details of the data types in the cars data. So if you see these data types, the car is object, which is nothing but categorical, the mileage, miles per gallon, the cylinders, displacement, these will fall under numerical data type. So once we have loaded the data and understood different data types in the particular data, we have to check if there are any missing values in this particular data. So I am going to check this by using cost dot isNull sum of. So if from this we can understand there are no missing values in this particular data set which we have loaded. For sake of simplicity, we have made the assumptions that the data set is already clean, and if the numerical value columns having unique values less than 10, we have plotted them as bar charts, since plotting them as histograms doesn't make any sense. So now my friend will explain you the different versions of univariate data analysis.